So now more than ever is truly a time that real estate agents must start diversifying their business. Hi, my name is Mruwat. I'm with eXp Realty, and I have helped coach and train thousands of real estate agents all over the world. And so today I want to share with you the 4 quadrants of really building true wealth and not just earned income as a real estate owner. One of my favorite quotes by Tony Robbins, who I absolutely admire, is that, are you a business owner or are you a business operator? And what I mean by that is your business contingent upon the efforts that you're putting in and day out? And it is, then you're a business operator, not a business owner. So one of the best questions that you can ask yourself is, if you stepped away from your business today, would your business grow or die? And I have to tell you, out of all the real estate agents that I've asked this question to, 99% of real estate agents always say that their business would die. So what happens is, a lot of times in real estate, we get awards at the end of the year and we sold 10 million or 20 million or 100 million or more, which is great, but the reality is we have to reset every single year, and on January 1st, we all start with 0. So every time we have a transaction, we're unemployed again, and we've got to start the process all over again. Now, it's no secret that the last 12, 24 months and so on have been tremendously great in the real estate space, with the interest rates at an all-time low. Everybody has had record-breaking years. But the reality is, as we sit now in the second quarter of 2022, that things are starting to change. And I know many real estate agents are very optimistic, which, I completely admire. But the reality is, we are starting to see that shift across the board in North America, not just the United States, but also Canada, which means that things are going to start changing. And so back to the topic of today's video is really, more now than ever, I believe real estate agents need to start diversifying their business, because traditionally most real estate agents are getting paid by earned income, by representing buyers and sellers, which is great. But again, as I mentioned, you start that process all over again, and it's just a continuous cycle that I like to call the hamster wheel. So today I want to share with you how to get off that hamster wheel. But first, I want to share with you a little bit of background on myself. So I've been a licensed real estate agent for 12 years now, got licensed in 2009, back in the down market. So it was definitely a very difficult time. I hope we don't see that again, but we may, so we definitely need to at least prepare for it. But what happens is, I was really a real estate investor first, so second generation real estate investor. That was the pathway that I knew to build success and ultimate wealth. And I know some of you are thinking, hey, it's not about the financials, it's not all about the numbers. But the reality is, when we talk to real estate agents, the number one reason why they got into real estate is truly to build wealth for them and their family, have that financial freedom, but more importantly also time and location freedom, and truly building their own business where there's no cap, there's no ceiling on how much money they can make, but also they're in charge of their own schedule. Well, in reality, what happens is we can reach that financial freedom in a real estate, but the reality sets in that if you're focusing on just earned income, you're going to have to sell more homes, and you're going to have to really take away more time from your family. And one of the phrases that I always hear, and it really sets home, is real estate agents pay for their vacations twice. So they're paying for their actual vacation, but if you're a real estate agent, I think you can probably relate to this, is when you're on vacation, you're having to check your phone or check your emails or maybe send in an offer, and it's time away from your family. So I would really question, is that your ultimate goal? Not just to reach that financial freedom, but can you step away from your phone? Can you step away from your business and have that leverage where you can truly be present for the ones that you love? And so not only are you paying for the vacation up front, but you're also paying for all the missed business or business that you have to give away because you're not in town. So now we're really going to dive into the 4 quadrants to build the ultimate wealth, not just make you rich in that financial capacity, but really build ultimate wealth, which is financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. So number 1 is duplication. We know that we can't do everything ourselves. We have the same 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There are billionaires on this planet that have the same amount of time that we do. The difference is they have learned to manage their time and duplicate and leverage better than some of us. So we all have the same amount of time. So we know that we have to throw the excuse out the window that we don't have enough time. In reality, that just means that we need to be delegating and leveraging a little bit better. So we need to find out, how can we duplicate ourselves where our income is no longer just earned income and contingent upon the efforts that we're putting in. And then number 2 is your equity ownership, right? As real estate agents, many of us, not all, but many of us are independent contractors. And so our business, our income is by our own personal efforts. Yes, we may own our own personal businesses, but we need equity ownership and something that's sustainable that hopefully will grow over time. And then number 3 is passive income. This is where we're no longer trading time for money, right? That we can start generating income. You know, some people call it mailbox money. Some people may say they make their money in their sleep. What have you. I'm here to show you how you can make more money than just mailbox money, right? Where it can truly become a sustainable income that will give you that financial freedom where you're no longer trading time for money. Now, as I mentioned, I'm a real estate investor, so traditionally that's been a way that a lot of real estate agents have had that passive income, is by investing in properties, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to show you a better way where you're not getting the 2 o'clock in the morning, toilet repairs or tenants arguing with one another, or all the liability and stress that comes with really truly being a landlord and running that business. So there's a difference between passive income and leveraged income. And then number 4 is going to be multiple streams of income. We know that the average of the richest on the planet have 7 multiple streams of income. So what happens is we're not just focusing on that one single source. And if your closing gets pushed back to next month, or something happens, or it falls through, that you're not emotionally worn and stressed of where you're going to pay your bills, how are you going to support your family, because you're focusing on just one single income. So, again, as a real estate investor, I've done anything from flipping hundreds of single family homes to apartments to commercials, strip centers, to owning restaurant buildings, absolute net deals. I've done a little bit of almost everything, if you will. And what I have found is those all can get you to financial freedom, but it's going to take away a lot of your time. There's a lot of stress involved and a lot of liability. So, now that 7.5 years ago, I partnered with eXp as a real estate agent, what I've been able to do is really dive into all 4 of these quadrants. And we're going to start with duplication. I've now been able to bring in, between my husband and I, almost over 1,600 agents all over the world into our organization, that we're now, our income is no longer contingent upon our efforts, that we get paid through revenue share in the company by helping other agents grow. So we're duplicating those leadership skills, sharing our best practices, coaching and training agents to be the best version of themselves. And that's how we've been able to duplicate what we have created. And then equity ownership. I don't know what real estate agent wouldn't want to become a shareholder of their brokerage. So there are multiple ways how you can become a shareholder within eXp Realty. And of course, stock is going to go up and down. That's completely normal in the stock market. But what I'm here to share with you is I have seen the stock alone, the equity ownership, change agents' lives, not just their lives, but their families' lives, by the earned equity awards that they have created over time into the 6 figures, 7 figures, and more, because of what they're doing. And the same efforts they would have done at their previous brokerage, now they're doing it with eXp. And instead of just a production award at the end of the year, they're now earning equity into their brokerage, which is absolutely unheard of. It's phenomenal. And then passive income. There are multiple ways to earn passive income through eXp, leveraged income, if you will. One of the ways, as I mentioned in the duplication process, is the revenue share model. So I know what some of you are thinking. I'm not a recruiter. I don't want to bring in agents. That's just not my skill set. But I want to ask you, if you went to a restaurant that you absolutely loved, you would naturally want to share that with your friends and family and those that you care about, because you would want them to have the same experience. And really, that's no different here at eXp. If you're a Remax agent or Coldwell Banker or Keller Williams or Compass or what have you, you're probably going to tell your friends and family that they should join your brokerage because it's the best model out there, right? That's what you believe is the best model. So in turn, what's going to happen is at EXP, you're going to be compensated for that contribution. So instead of just sharing your experience, now you can actually get compensated, and then you're incentivized to help those agents grow. So that's how you start creating the leverage income. And to go back to number one in duplication, we can have all these agents because we're not their managing broker. EXP is. They handle all the systems, the tools, the training, everything else, and that's how we can duplicate at such a high level and not have to really have all the overhead and liability that kind of an old-fashioned model or brokerage would have to obtain. And then last but not least, number 4 is the multiple streams of income. As I mentioned, they're the average of the wealthiest people on the planet have 7 streams. So at EXP, you can have the equity ownership, the revenue share. Now they've launched Revenue Share Plus. We have other affiliations through lending and title companies and then mentorship programs. The list goes on and on and on. So, again, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this, now with how we're seeing the market change, it is more important than ever to make sure that you're diversifying your business as a real estate agent and really not putting all your eggs in one basket where your earned income is trading time for money. So if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one consultation and see what this might look like, go ahead and subscribe, comment below. You can go to our website or our calendar and schedule directly with us. I look forward to chatting with you.